Paper 1, question 21, I forgot about part B, okay? Basically it's asking you to find an estimate. Part 1 is for the median, part 2 is for the interquartile range. You need to use the graph that you have drawn for this. So for two reasons why it says an estimate. The fact that your curve that you have drawn is unique to you in terms of how you have done it, and there's like a range of correct answers. As long as what you have drawn here matches what you've put here, and it's within a given leeway, you're going to get the marks for it, okay? So the median, the number of students you had was 60, alright? The median is the middle term, and to find that you would normally use this. You would take the number of students that you had, or the number of values you have, add 1 to it, and then divide by 2. And that will tell you what term, in this case the n plus 1 over 2 term, that tells you what term the median will actually be. So to keep things simple, if you had 3 values only, we know that the second term is going to be it. 3 plus 1 is 4, divided by 2 is 2, so you know you're looking for the second term. This plus 1 that's here basically takes into account the fact that when you have an odd number of values, the middle value will be there, it will be part of the list. But if you have an even number of values, when you add 1 to it, let's say you had 4 values, when you add 1 to that you get 5, divided by 2 you get 2.5. So it's like the 2.5th term is the median, or in other words, halfway between 2 and 3. So you've got those situations in median where you want halfway between two numbers. This formula takes into account. However, you don't actually have to do it for this because it's an estimate. So we have 60 pupils, although officially the median is a 30.5th term, a 30.5th term. We can just go with 30, halfway, okay? So based on the graph I've got, if I match 30 up to it, I'm going to be there. And to answer this question, it says find an estimate for the median. The median, of course, will be one of these values. That just tells you what value it is. Reading off the graph and going down the way will actually give you the value for it. Based on what I have there, I have 171 as the median. So 171 centimeters for the median. For the second one, the interquartile range, firstly I'm going to have to get Q3 and Q1, the quartiles, before I can figure out the interquartile range. So, the median, an estimate for the median, is that it's the 30th term. The Q3 is going to be halfway between 30 and 60, so 45, and the Q1 is going to be halfway between 0 and 30, which is going to be 15. So I need to match them up to the graph and see what values we end up with on the bottom. So 45, I've lost my graph, that's one. 45 takes me to there, 15 takes me to here, and again your value might be slightly out from mine. Mine technically might be slightly out from the answer. It's an estimate question, there's no real perfect answer. I read down, I get 164 for the Q1. And Q3, I get 176. So the interquartile range is just the difference between the quartiles, the upper quartile and the lower quartile. So 176 take away 164 is going to give me 12. But you might have got 10, you might have got 11, you might have got 13, depending on your graph you drew, you're going to get different values. So for example, me actually drawing on this, I got 10 when I did it there, but based on what I've done on this graph here, I end up with 12. So you're never going to get the same answer twice really, because it's all dependent on the curve you drew. So like I said, estimate, there's leeway in it, so don't worry if you didn't get that exact answer, or 10. If you got 11, it's probably actually the right answer.